Now at 5, Reddings Mill firefighters remember a colleague. Plus, Pitt State's radio station is on the move. And
former President Trump rallies out west while Vice President Harris holds her first joint rally with former President Obama. I'm Natalie Brand with the race for the White House, 12 days to Election Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We could get some rain tonight, but it will not be enough. The entire area is in a drought. For most of us, it's classified as extreme. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, we definitely need some rain. Most of us haven't had a drop of rain the entire month of October, and our drought tracker, it updates every Thursday, and you can see it. Look at this extreme drought, really from just south of Nevada all the way through Table Rock Lake, northwest Arkansas, all in northeastern Oklahoma. And then in this orange is a severe drought. So we definitely need some rain across the region. We are watching a cold front. See these thunderstorms popping up just to the west of Kansas City? That front is going to head toward us later on tonight. So the evening hours are fine, but look at thunderstorms starting to track in. They're going to be scattered, but we are going to have scattered thunderstorms pushing through late this evening into the overnight hours for us tonight. So at least we're heading in the right direction. We'll talk more about this in just a bit.
See you soon. Reddings Mill fire protection firefighters are mourning the loss of a colleague. Tucker Berry passed away in an incident involving a golf cart Sunday. They remember the 21-year-old for being passionate about being a firefighter, so much so that he was a volunteer before he made firefighting a career.
He would always have a smile, and it was infectious. It was nice and fun to work with him because he was always in such a good mood. I don't think I've ever one time seen Tucker in a bad mood.
Firefighters say he's known for his community service, both in the fire service and in his hometown of Lockwood, Missouri. The Webb City Police Department hosted its annual Badges and Burgers fundraiser at the Webb City Fire Department today. All proceeds will stay in the community. Organizations like the Senior Center, United Way, and more will benefit from the funds.
We have 2 ways you can donate. One way is through buying a burger meal for $5. You get a hamburger or cheeseburger, soda, chips, and a cookie. Otherwise, another way you can do it is through raffle. We have several raffle items that you can bid on.
Last year, the funds helped a first responder who struggled with a medical emergency. After 36 years of being in the same building, local radio station KRPS 98.9 will now have a new home. Since 1988, the station has been in Shirk Hall on the Pitt State campus. Over the next year, the station will be moved in full across campus to the Bicknell Center for the Performing Arts. Over the past week, the station has been off air while equipment was being moved, but as of this morning, the station began broadcasting again.
It's a mixed emotion. You know, it's optimism about the move and having more modern space at the Bicknell in the middle of next year. But there's some, it's hard to say goodbye to where we have all of our history, to this building at Shirk Hall.
KRPS is the only 100,000 watt station in the area. They broadcast NPR and BBC News. Vice President Kamala Harris is calling out the stars to help her make her final pitches of the 2024 campaign, while former President Donald Trump is relying on standard tactics. Natalie Brand has more details from the campaign trail.
Vice President Kamala Harris departed one battleground for another, heading to Georgia for a star-studded rally tonight with former President Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen.
The turnout is massive. We know what we're fighting for.
On the campaign trail for Harris this month, Obama has focused on black men, with some party leaders concerned about turnout.
It's not what I see in terms of my rallies, in terms of the interactions I'm having with people in communities and on the ground. What I'm seeing is in equal measure, men and women talking about their concerns about the future of our democracy.
Some voters waiting in line to see the vice president say she still has work to do.
It's real because so many younger people are misinformed.
With just 12 days left in the race for the White House, former President Donald Trump headed west for rallies in Arizona and Nevada, spotlighting his signature issue, immigration.
Immediately upon taking the oath of office, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
In Georgia Wednesday night, Trump stepped up his attacks on the vice president and the Biden administration's border policies.
They walk through that open border and probably say, man, are these people stupid? And then they start to kill. They kill.
The Trump campaign is hoping to flip Arizona back to their column after the former president lost the state by fewer than 11,000 votes in 2020. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
In Phoenix, police have arrested a suspect they believe set fire to a post box which damaged 5 ballots. Arizona's Secretary of State says the vandalism undermines the democratic process, and they responded by sending fire suppression equipment to counties all across the state. Authorities have arrested a man accused in a string of shootings at a Democratic Party campaign office in Tempe, Arizona. Police say the 60-year-old suspect had a huge arsenal of guns and ammunition in his home and might have been planning what they term a mass casualty event. He was arrested on terrorism charges in connection with 3 shootings at the Democratic Party campaign office dating back to last month. No one was hurt. Still ahead, keeping the pirates at bay.
Protect your deliveries this upcoming holiday season. I'm Cristian Benavides with tips on how to ward off porch pirates.
But first, a new high-tech way to detect the painful condition lymphedema. That's coming up in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. Nearly 128 million adults in the U.S. live with the disease, and a recent American Heart Association report projects heart disease and stroke will affect more than 60% of Americans by 2050. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder told CBS Mornings that the American health system puts too much emphasis on sick care and not preventative care.
We're not prioritizing primary care, public health, which are the things that would prevent cardiovascular disease. And so why is that? Well, we don't have enough primary care providers.
To stay heart healthy, Gounder says people should avoid smoking, limit alcohol, maintain a healthy weight, and eat a balanced diet. Scientists say they found a new warning sign that could help identify 1/3 of all undiagnosed concussions. A study published in Diagnostics found that athletes sometimes quickly shake their head back and forth after taking a hit to the head. 92% of football players who exhibited the head shake were later diagnosed with concussions. During this Breast Cancer Awareness Month, researchers are putting the spotlight on a painful condition called lymphedema. It's a fluid buildup that happens after surgery and radiation. Natalie Brand shows a possible new high-tech way to detect the condition early.
Hey, hi Teresa.
Teresa Lau was diagnosed with breast cancer in December 2022 and had surgery 3 months later.
They found 24 lymph nodes that they had to take out.
The surgery and radiation that followed led to the condition lymphedema, which causes fluid to build up usually in the arms or legs, leading to swelling.
Shoulder shrug.
She saw a physical therapist to try to get the fluid moving.
My arm would get sore, so even with doing the massage, compression kind of stuff, it still was not moving.
Teresa's taking part in a study at Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, testing whether a smartwatch technology could detect the painful condition earlier.
Once the condition gets to a later stage, then you're looking at some type of complex treatment. If we can find it early, then we can work on exercise, weight management, and other interventions.
The Android watch has non-invasive sensors that use a form of light to detect the volume of blood and liquid in the tissues. Patients will wear one on the arm that has lymphedema and the arm that does not to measure fluid changes and compare them.
We're hoping that using the app that we've developed that gathers this data in the watch, that we will be able to find out if there's a difference and if one arm is developing lymphedema.
Teresa had reconstruction surgery last summer.
Even though it's that C word and it's scary, as long as you keep a positive attitude, then you have a great support system, you can get through it.
She's encouraged to have the study as the next part of her journey. Natalie Brand, CBS News.
Researchers are enrolling men and women who have lymphedema in one arm for this study using the smartwatches. Limiting the number of fast food restaurants in a neighborhood can lower childhood obesity. No real surprise there. A study in England looked at a town that banned new fast food restaurants from being built. Childhood obesity rates dropped about 5%. The study says easy access to fast food can contribute to health inequalities in low-income neighborhoods. And want to maintain good brain function as you get older? Well, the answer is simple. According to a new study by the American Academy of Neurology, they identified 8 things you should do to reduce your risk of stroke, dementia, and depression. Stay active, eat better, maintain a healthy weight, don't smoke, get plenty of sleep, and control your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, an update on a strike among Boeing workers.
And finally, we have some thunderstorms to talk about for us tonight. Details coming up next. Well, it definitely turned out to be a warm one for us today, near record highs. Very windy as well. Temperatures pressing 90 this afternoon. We should be into the 60s, but we do have changes rolling in. We have a cold front that is heading toward us, and with that front, 1, it's going to cool us down, but 2, it's going to give us some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the region. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. All right, let's look at our rain stats. This is awful. Today's the 24th, I think. We haven't had any rain, most of us, this entire month, so we're over 12 inches behind. We don't have anything out there right now, but our cold front is just to the north. Look at this. Few little thunderstorms now popping up to the west of Kansas City, and this front kind of drapes back along the I-35 corridor. As it heads toward us, we are going to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms in here as we go into the night. All right, let's take a look. Here's about 8:39, 9:30. Scattered thunderstorms. Some of these could be a little bit stronger in our western counties, getting into the viewing area and then driving east and southeast. So by 11 or 11:30, scattered thunderstorms, Nevada, Fort Scott, getting into Pittsburgh, back toward Parsons and Bartlesville. Scattered thunderstorms. They do continue to weaken as they get into southwestern Missouri, but we're still going to have some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Here's after midnight, showers and a few thunderstorms, mainly along and south of the I-44 corridor, and then completely out of here by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. We obviously need some beneficial rain. We're not going to get a lot of rain. Now, some of these storms, they could produce some heavier pockets, but on average, 1/10, maybe 2/10 of an inch, which isn't much, but there's going to be some areas that pick up a quick 1/2 inch. Outside right now, look at these temps, upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Here's 7th. Here's range line sitting at 87, south winds at 22. Those gusts have been up there. We're going to stay dry through the evening, but late evening, that's when we'll start to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms into the region. Look at these winds, sustained 15, 20, 25 gusts at times, have been 30, 35, pushing 40 in our western counties. So it's going to stay breezy this evening. Front drops through tomorrow, so still breezy, but they're going to be out of the other direction, out of the north as this upper level wave shifts by, and then we look pretty good as we head into the weekend, as we're going to see some pretty nice conditions. All right, let's look at your Friday. Mid 60s to start. By noon, lower 70s. I think most of us at least 10 degrees cooler. 76, 75 for afternoon highs. Tomorrow evening, we'll drop back into the upper 40s, so kind of chilly. Day planner 65 to start, 71 by noon. High temp of 76 degrees on Friday. And if you want to know about your high school football forecast, looks great. Hoodie weather again, dropping through the 60s into the 50s by the end of the games. 76 tomorrow, 73 Saturday, 79 Sunday. Great stretch of weather after scattered thunderstorms tonight. More rain chances next week. Good news on Halloween. They'll be in the morning, not during the evening.
That's good news for trick-or-treaters.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, the rash of porch piracy and tips for protecting your property. Topping today's Consumer Watch, striking Boeing factory workers have voted to reject the company's latest contract proposal, continuing their nearly 6-week work stoppage. The offer included a 35% pay increase over 4 years, bigger bonuses, and improved 401k matches, but it did not restore the traditional pension plan that the union has called for, a sticking point for a lot of workers. Apple and Goldman Sachs have been ordered to pay $89 million by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau over their joint Apple Card failures. The agency is accusing Apple of not sending tens of thousands of customer disputes over transactions to Goldman Sachs. And it says that when Apple did send those disputes, Goldman Sachs failed to investigate those claims. That's according to federal guidelines. The CFPB also says the company misled customers about the card's interest-free payment plans. McDonald's has stopped selling its quarter pounders at about 1/5 of its locations due to that E. coli outbreak that has sickened nearly 50 people, killing one so far. The company says the slivers of onions used in the sandwiches might be to blame for the outbreak, and they've been removed at the locations that are still selling quarter pounders. The CDC is investigating. A new Florida law aims to send porch pirates packing, making the thefts of goods above a certain amount a felony. With the holiday gift-giving season approaching, Christian Benavides introduces us to one southern Florida homeowner whose doorbell camera captured a pirate in the act.
And he just walked up like he didn't care.
Pinecrest homeowner Donovan Clough's Ring camera captured the brazen daylight theft of one of his package deliveries. Clough posted the video online and found out his neighbors had been targeted too.
In the last 2 months, every house on the street has been a victim of either a car break-in or a porch theft.
A new Florida law in effect this month makes theft of stolen goods worth $40 or more a felony in an attempt to crack down on porch piracy. Data from security.org show package thieves lifted more than $8 billion worth of merchandise in 2023. 44% of Americans reported having a package stolen. 17% said it had happened within 3 months of that survey. Luckily for Clough, getting the word out paid off.
The culprit saw his picture on Facebook and on the news and ended up turning himself in.
Law enforcement relies heavily on doorbell cameras to catch these porch pirates, and many companies take pictures of packages when they leave them.
We've had individuals whose medication actually have been stolen.
Miami Police Public Information Officer Kiera Delva says the department is taking these crimes seriously, especially as the holiday season approaches. To keep pirates at bay, install a doorbell camera and make it clear your property is under surveillance. Bring packages inside promptly. Choose a delivery time when you're home. Request a signature.
If you are comfortable enough to speak with your neighbors, maybe have them be on the lookout for your packages, and that way they can hold on to it for you.
Clough also hopes a little goodwill goes a long way to end piracy.
I would hope that people would have a little more decency than to not steal from their neighbors or the people in their community.
Nevertheless, he's got eyes on the front door. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Pinecrest, Florida.
Several states designate porch piracy as a felony. These state laws mainly target deliveries from companies like Amazon or FedEx. U.S. postal theft is a federal crime. A final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, a celebration of liberty. See the big parade in the Big Apple for the first time WNBA champions. A moment nearly 30 years in the making. Then on KOAM News at 6, McDonald County Schools celebrate the opening of another new storm shelter that'll serve the community in more ways than one. Plus, as KRPS moves into a new studio, we're going to meet one man who's worked at the station for its entire 36-year history. And Pitt State previews its top 10 matchup with UCO. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The weather pretty nice at the moment. We're hoping at least some of us get a bit of rain tonight.
Yeah, I think at least half of us are going to get showers and thunderstorms tonight. Any little bit will help because we are in a major drought across the region, but scattered thunderstorms, some of those a little bit stronger in our northwestern counties.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.